Hi guys, so I'm in my tent. I like my tent. It's been pretty good. It's not the best tent in the world, but you know, as long as it doesn't rain too heavily tonight, it's going to be pretty good. Got my light suspended in here. I like the fact that it's fairly sturdy with the two poles thing going across the top. And it's fairly heavy, just under 3 kilograms, but you know, when you think that an alac, whatever it is 3 kilograms, that's not too bad. I've redone all the seals. Hopefully, if it does rain tonight, it's not going to be too bad. And it's cozy. It's more than enough space for one person. It's a 2-person tent, but it's more than enough space for one person with all the things laid out. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Gonna have a quick fag out the vestibule, as it's called now, and then I'll let you know how things go in the morning. Morning campers, how the devil are you? All this for myself. Just for me. Ladies, I only asked one of you to show me the way. Thanks very much, but a bit overkill. Okay, I get the point. It's this way. Thanks very much. Maybe some leggings would be nice, maybe. So, happy birthday to me. First day really this year that it's really been miserable. It's miserable weather. What a day to choose to go camping, eh? Well, yesterday was fine. It was nice yesterday, but I didn't get much of a walk in. So I'm going to try and make the most of it. got the camping in Chinley, got the train to Edale just now, and didn't even have to pay. That was great. And I'm going to walk as my camp meister suggested, get the train to Edale and then walk back, because the trains to Edale are very irregular. Well, they're about one every hour, which isn't fantastic, and I don't want to be getting to the end of the walk and then waiting for ages. So here I am, Edale, and I'm going down, as you can see from the sign behind me, to Barbaboo's is my next destination, which is at the foot of a shallowish ascent across the tops. You can see behind me, I'm in the Vale of Edale, and you can see just the extent of the hills around this valley. Maybe you can, just about in the distance. Not very easy to see. But anyway, here I am, completely waterproofed up with my beautiful, lovely ladies' pink gloves, all the way down to waterproof trousers. Happy birthday. Oh, by the way guys, while I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it's changed hands. Certainly last time I went to the little cafe just outside Edale train station, it was a little old lady that served me, and I remember it wasn't fantastic, so I'm guessing that maybe it's changed hands, or maybe it was just a one-off or something and she doesn't normally work there. But young couple there now, maybe they're not a couple, I don't know, but two young people, and fantastic. Still serving, can't eat inside at the moment obviously for another few weeks, but still serving warmish food, coffees, teas, soft drinks, ice creams, cakes, biscuits, all that kind of stuff. And not cheap, it's not cheap at all, but then, you know, they are, you know, probably the only place that's open for miles around. Am I going the right way? Here's the train line that I've just come across. You might be able to see in the distance there, it disappears into the hillside through a tunnel. No, maybe you can't, because I can't even see it. But yeah, go and check it out if you're in the area. You pay a premium for getting refreshment when there's probably nothing else around, but it is very good quality and seems to be homemade. I had a bacon and cheese turnover, which was amazing, absolutely delicious. Lots of cheese, tasty, crispy bacon, cappuccino, which was nice enough, and I've got a piece of flapjack for later. Despite the misty haze to the day, it's absolutely astounding. The Pennines, the large hills that we have in England, with the Lake District or the Pennines or Yorkshire Moors, they're just fantastic. But, and I remember, you may have seen my more fairly recent video about poo bags and the disdain that I have for the people that seem to just leave poo bags everywhere. And even in Edale, look, I'm not taking pictures anymore of these things, thank God. But look, one suspended from the tree and the other one underneath it. Must be the same person that's done that. Well, maybe not a person, a dog. Or maybe a person, even. Anyway, on to Barber Booth. You're a friendly sheep, aren't you? Hey. If you are a sheep. Maybe you're a ram and you're not being friendly, you're just protecting your flock. This might be the case actually, because none of the other ones have horns. Do you guys? No. Oh, look at those little brown half-caste sheep. Can you see those over there? Wow. Little half-caste sheep. Oh. Cute. Lambs, rather. Half-caste lambs. And look at those guys over there. That's amazing. This must be a specific kind of breed that I haven't seen before, because mother there, if I'm presuming it's mother on the right, is brown and white, and little babies, baby lambs, look like Frisian cows. That's amazing. Little Frisian cow sheep. Oh, I have noticed as well on, I don't know if it's just this farm or what's going on, but all of the lambs that I've seen here. Hello. How are you? You okay? Nice to see you. You're very friendly, you lot, aren't you? And you're very hairy. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, as I was saying, don't know if it's just this farm or what's going on, but the lambs here, I don't have the tails cut. Remember when I worked on a farm years and years ago, the done thing was to, it's cruel really, but we used to put like a little very tight elastic band on the end of the sheep, on the end of the lamb's, well, it's at the beginning of the lamb's tail, quite a long way up, so that the tail the blood would stop going to it and it would fall off. Are you frolicking? Is that what you're doing? It is, isn't it? Look at their lovely long tails though. Oh, actually, now you think about it, if you look at number 31 there, it does look like she's got a elastic band halfway down, and her sister, if that's what it is, who's showing us how she pisses, has a much shorter tail, so maybe they are still doing it, but leaving them a bit longer. Oh, cute. Yeah, very cute. Onwards ho, as nobody says. Don't think I caught it in time, but 3 jogging ladies, and one of them wearing a pencil skirt for some reason. Wouldn't be my choice of female jogging gear, to be honest. Anyway, wish I'd caught it sooner. Ah, hilarious. What an amazing little grotto this is. little stream bubbling down from the hillside in its own little ravine of very green, vibrant, luscious looking moss of some kind. Very unusual. Nice colours and sculpting, and the water there is stained orange, I guess, from the iron. And there's confirmation of my previous question. The end of a tail that's fallen off, and you can see the elastic band still there on the end that stops the circulation and causes it to fall off. I'm hoping that this the path up this hill isn't too steep, because I'm just not feeling it today. Maybe it'd be even worse if it was sunny, who knows. Wow, just look at that. I didn't realise till I turned back around and looked where I'd come from. Obviously you can maybe just make out those people dressed in red down there, but we're quite high up now. You never realise, I said this before, quite, you know, not quite so out of breath probably, but you don't realise when you come through on the train, which comes out of the tunnel, out of the hillside down there, where you can see that farmstead and that beautifully wooded little valley there. That's where the tunnel comes out and then continues down through the Edale Valley. And you don't realise when you're on the train just how high it is. It looks impressive, but you don't get the sense of majesty until you're actually near the top of it yourself. And my God, I hope this isn't a false summit. I hope this is a pass between the hills rather than an over the top one. I think I'm on the last of the false summits. Who knows? Over in the distance there, on the other side of the valley, you can see quite a prominent little peak there. I wonder if that's, I know Kinder Scout is over there somewhere, but I'm guessing that's a little too close. And if I pan around just a little bit more, just over in that direction, in the middle of the screen, you can see a scraggy outcrop or two. So maybe that would be it over there. But oh, look, isn't it? It's just wonderful, just wonderful. Is that someone pitched up over there? There seems to be a square object, which is perhaps a building, or maybe they're bird watching hives or something. Hides, not hives. and then over into the distance it continues. Now I'm guessing, because I'm heading down towards Chapel-en-le-Frith and where I came from, which is Chinley, that I'm heading down over there into the Goit Valley, and that what I can see beyond is a set of hills, and then another set of hills behind them, with the valley in between where those reservoirs are that I went to a few weeks back. I'll check the map and find out. Joyous, beautiful, amazing. There aren't adjectives to describe it. And it's nerve-wracking, you know, walking by yourself. When you get off the train. When you get off the train and you look up at the hill that you expected to climb up, that you told yourself that you were going to climb up, and yet it's, you know, it's nerve-wracking when you see the steep sides and the cliff falls and how far you've got to go up and how remote and lonely you might be. I mean, obviously lonely in the fact that you're by yourself, but remote, I guess, is what I mean. You know, if you slipped and fell, or if you cut yourself or got stung by a bee or had a panic attack, you know, which is one of the things that I'm wary of. Touch wood, haven't had anything like that for quite a while now, and I've been able to talk myself around sticky situations where it could have happened, and this is one of them. And you know, I'm not saying I never will again, but thanks to my own self progress and challenging myself, and thanks to people, and many people amongst whom I would count Hayes from Hayes Outdoors. Mentioned these two people before, but you know, you need to take strength from other people. And Hayes Outdoors YouTube, Abby Barnes, her wild channel, and you know, and she's a lady that suffers from panic attacks and mental negativity issues, and you know, my heart goes out to you guys. Thanks very much for helping me, and acting as a catalyst, because I wouldn't put it down to any one particular thing that's helped me to start to overcome my fears. It is myself, of course. It's people like those two I just mentioned. It's my family. Not so much friends, I wouldn't say, although, you know, obviously having friends, having people that you're friendly with, and we've talked about this before, obviously, but and I'm sure if I had a close friend, or a couple of 2, 3, 4 even close friends, then I'm sure things would be slightly different, because you do share them. You share experiences and hopes and fears and your life's ups and downs with close friends, apparently. Yeah, what am I doing? Making you look where we're going. I want you to look at me for a minute. Yeah, you share things with family and close friends. You know, they're very similar things, I would imagine. I don't really know. I don't think I've ever had a close friend. My only close friend, if you like, is my brother. Love you, Steve. And obviously, you know, when it comes to family, blood ties, hopefully for you, you know, your family are your friends. You know, you grew up with them. Your mum and dad, your brothers and sisters, at least. Maybe not so much your grandparents, although some kids do also have very strong relationships, ties with their grandparents. We were never allowed to really develop relationships with our grandparents, me and my brother and sister, and perhaps it wouldn't have been much of a relationship anyway. No, I'm not going to lay any blame there, but maybe my dad's mum and dad maybe would have been difficult to get to know. Who knows? I don't know. I never had the opportunity. Certainly would have liked to have got to know my mum's mum and dad more. My memories of them are from when I was about 8, I think. It's the last time that I spent any time with them. You know, when you go and stay for a weekend or whatever, when you're kids, you look forward to Nan's cooking and stuff like that, trips to the park. But anyway, I'm getting wildly off subject here, and I'm trying to negotiate my way now. Where do I go? I've come to a brick wall and a T-junction, and this kind of sign here hopefully will give me some indication as to where I'm going to be going. Let's have a look. To Edale and via Barbaroos, to Castleton and Hope. Which way am I going? Castleton and Hope. No, I'm not going that way. Via Mamtor and Hollands Cross. Okay. Chapel-en-le-Frith, Chinley via Wash, and to Hayfield via Woik Clough. Okie doke. Right, this way then. Yeah, sorry about that. I want to make sure I'm going the right way, because this area is very sparsely public transported, which I know isn't a phrase. I know it's not a phrase. Trains are only once an hour, I think, to Edale and Hope. And whoa. Anyway, got way off the subject there because I was talking about grandparents and relationships with them and friendship, and that I'm working my way backwards. And so the friendship thing was because you share life's ups and downs with friends, and that came from me talking about recognising my own weaknesses and fears and things that I need to work on to make me a stronger person. Fitness, of course, been hammering the walking and a bit of cycling last year. Over the last year, I was going to say last few weeks, but it's been a year, hasn't it? Right. How do we do this? It's easy. I was about to launch you over the gate. Right there somewhere. It's always very difficult to do with holding a camera. 1 second. It's not the most logical looking lock. Very, very difficult to lock it. Is that it? I think that's it. Right. Yeah, that's where we're going. Down there. Trying not to smile because my lip keeps splitting. And I don't like the taste of my own blood. So down there, off we go. And that looks like Chapel-en-le-Frith down there. Good. What time is it? Oh, it's only 12:20. Feels like much later in the afternoon. Hopefully get down to either Chapel or back into Chinley this evening and treat myself to a birthday meal. I did bring those packets of sloppy £5 or £6 a piece special camping things that you just boil in the bag. Do you know, that amazes me why are they so expensive? I'm guessing because it's, fingers crossed, hopefully, you know, you would expect nice, natural, healthy ingredients that they put into them. Whether it's a one that you boil in the bag or one of those dehydrated ones that you add stuff to. You know, they take a good, wholesome meal and put it in a packet. But still, £5, you know? Well, I'm not going to go into it because it's just a crazy price, and they can get away with it because nobody else is going to do it. And I'm supposing that if you were to take a bachelor's or noodles kind of soup in a packet kind of thing, you know, super noodles, pot noodle, anything like that, I'm guessing that those aren't nutritionally balanced, and it's just basically carbs and E numbers. So, right, so yeah, through helping myself, friend, some element of friendship, not support, because nobody really knows. None of my pub friends, if you like, I don't think anybody really knows about my weaknesses, you know, my phobias and my fears, and the things that I've been working on. Apart from maybe Sam, hat off to you, mate, love you, and people that have left, you know, like Lulu, hi, how you doing, and Kelly, sorry we lost touch, who, you know, people come and go in your life, don't they, and Kelly was one of those that moved to another town, got married, had kids, and, you know, through the course of time it was just almost impossible to maintain some kind of relationship. You move on, you know, people move on, but I was certainly sad about that, because, you know, I have had people, you know, when you look at my other videos that I made, I think I made 3 videos about friendship, friends at the pub, and not having any close friends, long-standing close friends, and also only having like friendships of a sort of more shallower kind of level at the pub, and it's but it doesn't mean that I'm incapable. I know I am capable of having good friends, and I have had them. You know, Lulu moved away to Spain, which was the right decision, the right thing for her to do in her life, and I fully applaud her for doing that. And I'm sure she's having a lovely time, got a great tan, and when you can work from home as she does, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world. So she made the right decision. Maybe if lockdown continued forever, I would think about doing the same, because teaching is going to be online for the foreseeable future. Do you think? I don't know. Our school was meant to open in April, but don't think it has yet. And so yeah, and people move away and go and do other things in their life, and I'm not to blame them at all, but it is sad that friendships disintegrate. So yeah, there you go. But nevertheless, rewinding back to the start of this story, I'm grateful to myself and grateful for everybody else that assisted and nudged and cajoled, is that the right word? Yeah, in some way, shape or form, and me back onto the very narrow path towards success and overcoming things, you know, panicking because you can't leave the house, panicking because you don't want to stay in, panicking because you think you're going to die, panicking because you think you're going to run out of breath, and that you can't breathe properly. I mean, that's what a panic attack is, right? People have all sorts of things can trigger panic attacks. For me, a lot of the time, it was just worrying about having a panic attack would trigger a panic attack. An awful catch-22. It was actually, I don't know why this triggers in my head, but actually I was thinking just now about a birthday probably 10 years ago now. I just split up with a girlfriend, must be at least 10 years ago, because that's how long I've been single. And just split up with a girlfriend amicably, but you know, treated myself to, thought I'd go and have a week's holiday somewhere. Where do I fancy? Where have I not been that's really reasonably close? I can go and relax and just chill out. And for some reason, it seems that the best choice was Bangor. Not Bangor. God, bloody idiot. Not Bangor. What's that? Oh, it's just a bit of glass. Thought it was like rare crystals. These Pennines though do seem to be very barren in terms of fossils, which I love, and crystals, which I love. Must just be the type of rock, I guess. So that's one thing that I really regret, because that's such an important thing for me. You know, whether you're on a beach or on a mountain, looking for crystals and fossils and nice shells and things like that. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't go to Bangor. I went to, in Ireland, what's it called? Galway Bay, Galway, west coast of Ireland. Treated myself to a week's holiday there by the coast. Had all these things planned about going to see the famous cliffs and maybe getting a boat to go and look at one of the islands, see the bird life, and you know, the rough west coast seas crashing into the cliffs. To absorb some island, Irish pubs and Irish food, Irish culture, and it just totally wasn't what I expected. And I came back the next day, and it all started with a terrible flight, a really terrible flight, because to go from Manchester to Galway Airport, which is more or less just a path like this. Go from Manchester to Galway, 30-minute flight, the worst flight I've ever had in my life. Crashed into the, not literally, but felt like we were crashing into the runway. I looked out the window thinking, thank God for that. One of these tiny little biplanes, you know, not a jet. And we hadn't actually landed. The crashing was just us, was turbulence as we were coming into land, and then we landed. And I just thought, sod that. I just panic attack galore. Found my hotel, stayed there overnight, had a fish and chips on the coast. Felt extremely lonely, extremely scared, and didn't know what I was going to do with myself for a week in drizzly Ireland. So I came home the next day by train, and I've been working my way back up since then. But I stopped for a bit because I'm on a road now. I don't know exactly where I'm going, and my battery's running out. So, back to you soon, guys. I'll be honest, when I joined this road up there, you know, it's never pleasant coming on the road, especially out the way that the motorists race up and down these country lanes, but it is getting slightly warmer, and it is this little valley here has enchanted me. That little farmhouse over there with this little windy road, steep windy road that goes all the way down to it, and then over to that what looks like quite a cute but homely looking farmstead over there. Maybe the other one belongs to the farm worker or something, but I really do love this. The moors here, I mean, obviously it's farmed up quite high. You can see by the patchwork quilt that extends over into the across the valley and up the hills the other side. Lush grassland, lots of sheep, not crops. I haven't seen any crops growing, as you can probably imagine from the height, the elevation, and the gradient. But it's really nice to see copses of trees. I mean, over there, that one that we're looking at now, a mixture of deciduous and evergreen trees, just left to grow. You know, just it's great to see. Another one over there, further up the hill. Maybe it serves the farmer some benefit as well, some purpose. You know, a windbreak perhaps, or maybe he's paid. Maybe there is some kind of grant to keep certain acreage of trees on your land. This little valley, the gorse just down there. Oh, it's great. It's lovely. It must be great to live there. Anyway, Chapel Ho. You certainly wouldn't want to go teetering over there and drunken drive back from the pub though one night, would you? That is you're not going to stop anywhere close to. You're just going to keep going to the bottom, aren't you? There's no way about it. You go over this edge, slippy, slidey, icy, not necessarily drunk, of course, and whoa, over that wall. Even me, if I jumped over that, I wouldn't stop till I hit the bottom. I'd just keep rolling. Whoa! I thought that looks very familiar as I'm making my way down the hill. It would be great if I could get my words out, wouldn't it? Thought that looks familiar as I'm coming down the hill, and it is indeed the little hamlet village, whatever you want to call it, of Wash. Yes, that's the name of the place, Wash. Or maybe the Wash. I wasn't exactly sure. With a little river running down over there in the valley where those two white caravans are, that I walked along yesterday. So what a lovely little place that looks like, and quite a posh house with gardens there. Posh Georgian looking house. Isn't that just a picture postcard that, you know, where's Postman Pat or James Herriot? Amazing. Chinley, the valley below, and the A6, I believe. Chinley's a lot bigger than you think it is when you get off the train and just walk down the high street. Heading down to a nice little pub, Old Hall Inn, I think it's called, just in a minute down the road. And if you squint and look really closely, you can just about see Chinley camping down there. And if you're really clever, in the middle of the screen you can see my green tent. Just to the right of a red blob, which is the fire hydrant. My green tent is down there. And the railway continues, some freight going one way and a passenger train going the other way, all the way over to Chapel-en-le-Frith, down in the other valley, and the tops over there where I came from today. In fact, probably more like over there, because I can see that square thing that I was talking and mentioned earlier. And there's that craggy peak over in the distance there.